a safe flight, super easy. There was some turbulence, but it was kind of cloudy. But guys, I love the swamp and I love the South. I'm from Florida, so I was really ready for like Southern food, the music, the jazz. I was so ready. And people were telling me, oh, it's dirty, oh, it's not gonna. And I was like, no, I am so excited, I'm so ready. But honestly, I was a little bit disappointed, and it really was not for me. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. So let me know in the comments, have you ever been to New Orleans, whatever. I don't even know what I'm gonna keep calling it, NOLA. Have you ever been to Louisiana or not? Because we took a Tesla Uber, guys. This is my first time in a Tesla. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I had really, really big, high expectations, and maybe that's what ruined it for me. But let me know if you've ever been, and let me know your thoughts. I personally, I'm not a city person. I'm not a downtown girly. Like, I don't like all the buildings and the people and the noise and the dirt, whatever. I really like, the beach, the Florida vibe, the outdoor nature, whatever. So when I travel to cities, it's nice for a couple of days, but it's never someplace I would choose or want to go over another place. Like, I'd rather go sit by a pool and relax and, just go to the beach and swim instead of like walk every single day. We got like 14,000 steps, guys, like literally 10 to 14,000 steps. And we also took Ubers, so that was just on the times that we did choose to walk. So I was definitely tired. I love, walking, but I never walk that much, and it was actually kind of chilly, and I was not prepared for that. As you just saw, my outfit was literally a tank top, so I did not pack correctly. But I've been to Seattle, I've been to Chicago, I've been to like Key West. Like, those, it kind of reminded me of like Key West and like Ybor City and Tampa, and like a kind of gross downtown city. But we stayed at this cute little hotel, like Savannah, kind of. It kind of reminded me of like Savannah, Georgia. And I love the culture and I love the music. It just, it wasn't like my favorite, but I was ready. Like, in the beginning, I was so ready. I was like, I want to see all this stuff. We stayed at a really cute hotel. And I don't know, it was just really nice. And then we were like, let's go explore. So you can see our hotel. It had a couple different layers or levels. This was the rooftop, and the pool was actually warm, but we didn't end up using it because it was just so cold outside. But I did like the rooftop aspect of our hotel, and we had a really nice weather the first 2 days. It was sunny, blue skies and sunshine. But then it was kind of rainy the rest of the time, and it was just really chilly. But the lobby of our hotel was really nice. We had like a cute little bar. I took so many pics, so go check out my Instagram and like my pics. But it was also Mardi Gras time, so not only was the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and then multiple conferences happening and Mardi Gras, so it was busy, guys. It was really busy. So I checked in for the conference, and then we started walking down Bourbon Street, and instantly, saw the sights and the bars and, the gift shops and all the Mardi Gras, the green, the purple, the yellow. Every place was decorated. We saw people playing music, playing the drums, trying to sell us stuff. It wasn't too busy, but, it was fairly busy. There's lots of different things happening all at the same time, and we said, okay, we're in New Orleans. We need to have our first stop is what? Guess what it is? It is powdered sugar and fried foods, guys. We are at Cafe Beignet. And see how I'm like walking through all these different people, but there was lots of seating and jazz music, so it was very nice. And we had our first beignets, and it was so good. Don't worry, there's more. We had so many more beignets and so much shopping, guys, and a lot of inappropriate things at these stores, like inappropriate t-shirts and inappropriate things and raunchy and gators everywhere. ghost tours and, you know, whatever you believe in, cemeteries, stuff like that. But we did get some magnets. We got 3 magnets, because every place we travel, we always get a magnet, but we also ended up getting some pins and some shirts. So we definitely brought home a lot of souvenirs, and just, you know, having fun shopping. But yeah, here's what I'm talking about: a lot of inappropriate stuff, like what the heck. And then more live music, and I don't know, just lots of cool southern things, and like seafood stuff, and just fun stuff. Like, I really enjoyed looking at like the little shoppies, but a lot of it is tourist traps for sure, and I was a tourist that got trapped in them for sure. So we bought a couple things, but you know, you have to, right? You have to at least get like a mug or something. So we just kept walking, and the bridge was all lit up in Mardi Gras colors, and we saw this big steamboat, and we did actually go on it. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. But yeah, just walking around, and we were really safe. It wasn't too late. We didn't want to stay out too late at night, especially being alone and women, you know, just like I heard that it's kind of dangerous in some areas. So it was probably only like 6 o'clock, but it was already that dark. And we literally went home right after our dinner, but we stayed in a group too. I did travel with 3 of my coworkers as well. But honestly, I was a little bit disappointed in my coworkers because they didn't want to like do anything. Like, we were there for the conference, but I was also like, let's go do this, and like they wanted to just stay in their room or just like lay down, which I do get, but I don't know, I just feel like if you're out and you're traveling, don't you want to like go explore? So I don't know, I just feel like they weren't really giving me that energy, and I get it, but I'm glad I went with my partner, or else I would have literally been alone and abandoned, because they didn't even go with us like to anything. So we ate at this Creole house, which was really good. Those are 2 of my coworkers. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm vlogging, guys, and we got really good food: shrimp and grits, po' boys, biscuits, just, oh my god, the food, crab cakes. It's like so much good food. I would just say, like, we didn't have enough time to eat. Like, there was not enough time in the day for everything we wanted to eat because we were so stuffed, and there was just so much food there that just looked so good. Or people were saying, you have to try this, you have to try this, you have to try this, and we would have breakfast and be stuffed until dinner because we just like would eat so much. But I had the best biscuits of my life, guys, and just like the best southern food, and I honestly wish I had more time to just eat more, but I just couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still so full. I just feel like I carb loaded, like all the beignets, all the bread that we ate, like just so many biscuits and everything. But this was a really cool bar. This was the Carousel bar. So this is an actual carousel, like, bar, obviously, but it does slowly rotate, so you can see there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, and it was busy and it was dark, but that bar does slowly rotate around and around. So I thought that was cool. And then after dinner, we called it a night. We went back to our hotel, but see, we stayed as a group. And that first night, I did not sleep at all. Sometimes I cannot sleep in new places, but I was able to sleep the rest of the time. I don't know where this footage just came out of, but anyway, this is day 2. We did go check out the Superdome, which I will show you in a little bit, so definitely keep watching and see what I mean, guys. I did not pack the right outfits. Like, I wanted to look super cute, and like I thought it was gonna be like a nice breezy whatever, but no, it was like 45 degrees, and my Floridian ass was freezing. But if you are not subscribed, please take this time to subscribe. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. Thank you so much for being here with me, and thanks for watching my vlog. I still got a lot of stuff to tell you, so keep watching. But guys, I'm used to like 80-degree weather, and I know the South, like Louisiana, is supposed to be hot, right? It was so cold and I just did not pack the right stuff, and we were just so cold the whole time. We also were just walking around everywhere, so we were walking to breakfast and everything was pretty much in close proximity, except if we did want to Uber. We did a couple times, but we did walk to the Ruby Slipper, and this was so good. The line was so long and we waited and we waited and we were freezing. We almost left, but I'm so glad we stayed because it was so good. The food, it was like the bever, the biscuits, the gravy, like it was just so freaking good. And then we walked it all off and we saw the Caesar's Palace. There's also the Caesar's Superdome, which Kendrick Lamar and SZA were just there for the Super Bowl, and obviously the Super Bowl was there. Okay, oh my gosh guys, I just recorded like so much audio and then I clicked save and then it disappeared. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's happened to me a lot of times on iMovie. That's what I use to record. But it's so frustrating. I'm just gonna rant for a second because I literally just filmed so much and it's really hard to whisper a lot. And then to have to start over, it really sucks. So I hope you appreciate this. So please subscribe, like, comment, and keep watching because now I have to repeat everything I just said. But we did a little bit of shopping because we had to buy some things because we literally had to buy jackets because we were so cold. But we went to like Urban Outfitters and some other like Lululemon Vans, and what I noticed is there is a lot of security here, and we took a Tesla Uber again. It was kind of funny, but I've noticed there's lots of security and lots of sign that says like no public restroom, and you know, like it's a city. I'm not used to that, and so when I have to pee, I'm like, oh my god, where do I go pee? Like, just kind of like that's so frustrating, but I understand why, and there has been violence and a lot of homelessness there, so I do understand. But you know, I'm just not a city girl. I just don't like that like vibe of the buildings and the streets and the whatever. Like so what we did was we took an Uber to kind of like uptown, the suburbs, the Garden District, if you will, because I wanted to see some nature and I wanted to go to a park or to go to a lake or something, right? So the trees here are absolutely beautiful. They're giving Savannah for sure, but these were like the old homes, the very old like southern style homes, which are so gorgeous. As you can see, everyone's like on the street parking, so it was a little tight, but our Uber driver said like it can go from these really nice big homes to like really bad area and really quickly, you know. So these homes were very, very pretty, and lots of people were decorating for Mardi Gras with the beads and everything, and it was just really pretty. But yeah, we were just headed on a little detour for the day, and if I had to go back, I would definitely do like a swamp tour, like a boat, like a bayou tour, a gate or something, because personally I would be happy if I never had to go back. I'd be fine. I don't need to go back, but if I did, I would check out something else because I kind of saw everything I needed to see. We did everything we needed to do, except I would like more of that like southern type of swamp vibe or plantation, to hear about the history and everything, but those kind of take all day. So I was here for a conference, and those are like all day detours or excursions, if you will. So this was a park, and look at these trees, guys. These are so beautiful, and we were just walking around enjoying the park, and I just love the look of these old trees and just, oh my gosh, so pretty. So we just took a little walk, and of course we took pictures and everything, and we ended up going to Tulane University as well. I believe it is a private and like religious university, and it was very much like that old traditional brick kind of university. So it was cool to see some students at this park and like walking around and just some different sights to see. But this is what I enjoy, is seeing different parts of towns, because again, I don't really like too much of the city. Like 2-3 days is enough for me. I've been to Seattle, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Savannah, Key West. I don't know if I've already said that. That's another thing about when it deletes my audio. I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said. So it's just I'm so frustrated because I literally talked for so long, and I love when I talk and I ramble because I never know what I'm gonna say. Or I can lose my train of thought, and then I'm like, wait, did I already repeat myself? Did I already say that? Like, squares here, very, very different than what I'm used to. Very historical, very much like ghost tours and haunted stories and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna see some of that later on, so definitely keep watching. But we were just walking around Tulane and it was really pretty, and at this point we needed to Uber back, so we had to find another Uber. But just look how pretty like those buildings are, and just the old style. And I don't even know if that was like a church or what, like at the college, but it was really pretty. So it was just so pretty. I don't even know. I'm just sitting here waiting for our Uber, but we ended up going to this Turkey and the Wolf. It was a really like highly rated sandwich shop. It was really good. We got these 2 big sandwiches, and it was really like cool in there, eclectic, lots of posters, and people were looking at me with my camera, but that's okay. I did have 2 places tell me, oh, you can't film in here, but I'll tell you where later. It was a voodoo shop. A spoiler, it was a voodoo shop. So look at these beautiful beads that are on decorating these houses for Mardi Gras. I absolutely love it. I love the old wiring of these houses. These houses definitely give me creepy vibes though, and the stories and the things that they've seen. And we're actually coming up on the American Horror Story Coven house. So if you've seen AHS Coven, this is the house where the witches lived. So of course we had to stop by, and it is a private residence now, so we can't go in, but isn't that so cool? Like, this is literally where they filmed it, and I really want to rewatch that show because it talked about the ghost tours and the ghost stories and stuff, and just like the creepiness of it, and I think that's really cool. So we just walked around some more houses and saw all these different beads and all the Mardi Gras decorations. Just love, and I was just in awe of how many gorgeous houses had all these beads. And again, go check out my Insta for more pics. But I took one bead, and then there's so many cafes around here. We had a lot of good coffee and breakfast, and I tried king cake for the first time. It was so good. And the cemetery, so many, ghost stories to tell, lots of graves and headstones and big sites, and just crazy, the culture and history here. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It was okay. I'm glad that I went. I don't know if I'd go back, right? So again, let me know in the comments if you have been here or not. So we were just walking around some more. It kind of was quiet over here because it was a weekday and it was the suburb. So this wasn't like the main street. The main street is Bourbon Street, and then of course the French Quarter, which is where we spent most of our time. But we took an Uber back, and some of our Ubers were kind of questionable, right? I'm not used to taking Ubers, but it was better than walking after walking 14,000 steps, right? So then we went to, this is the main square, Jackson Square. We went to Cafe du Monde. The best beignets, oh my gosh. And this was the main drag, so we saw the cathedral, and later on you'll see me go inside the cathedral. But we saw the horses in the carriage and everything, but that is just such a pretty view. And this was around 6 or 7 p.m. This is a funny story. So we actually booked the steamboat tour for this night. So we were walking there, and as we were boarding, I was like, wow, it's actually like really dark outside. I thought this was going to be a sunset boat tour. I also didn't know it was going to be 40 degrees, right? My Floridian ass was not ready for that. So we were getting on, and they said it was going to be until 9 p.m. I said, oh my gosh, that's such a long boat tour. Like, that's so long. They had jazz, they had food, whatever, but we had already eaten, and we were sitting inside because we were freezing. And I said, oh my gosh, how are we going to be on here for 2 hours? So I called, and they actually rescheduled me for a lunchtime boat tour. So we got off the ship. It was kind of crazy because we were like, oh my gosh, I wanted my money back, or I want to reschedule, right? There's no way we could have been on that boat till 9 p.m. in the freezing cold, pitch black dark, because the whole point is to sit outside, right? We didn't want to sit inside. So we started to just walk around and see some live music, and then we called it a night. We were in bed by 9, and there is an hour time difference, so it was like, we had to get up early. We were walking a lot. We didn't want to stay out too late because the next night we would be doing a ghost tour, which I will tell you about entire life. They had king cake. It was so good. It was like the cinnamon cream cheese cake. It's a tradition. We got this king cake latte. We got this biscuit, was so good. Just a simple biscuit with frickin' jam and butter. Life changing, guys. And then my partner got fried chicken biscuit. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, genuinely, my mouth is watering. We also got milk and cookies. It came with cookie dough. What the heck? It literally came with cookie dough. I was just eating cookie dough for breakfast, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So that's why we just ate so much, right? And the cookies, oh my god, it was so good. The cookies were so good. I also just love having cookies and milk. I don't know about you guys. And then we took the king cake to go because we were stuffed. So over here you can see the Superdome. So we did walk to the Superdome because the Super Bowl was just here. Kendrick Lamar was just here, SZA. And that's crazy, right? Like, that's literally crazy. So we didn't go inside because I don't think you're allowed to, but I was like, damn, this low-key a long walk. And that was another like basketball arena, I think, but we did check out the Superdome. And then I believe we got another coffee. We just kept getting beignets and coffee, like, seriously. What else is there to do, right? So we ate at Cafe Du Monde and Cafe Beignet. So lots of cafes, right? Lots of coffee. And then this is when we redid the boat tour. So we didn't have any sun, unfortunately, but it was still a lot warmer than at night. So this is me saying part 2. So we tried last night, but we literally got off. Thank God they let us reschedule. So we did spend some of the boat tour outside, but we were still cold, as you can see. I was really cold, but we bought these hoodies and I bought some other jackets because, guys, when I tell you, I should have checked the weather before coming here because, oh, excuse me, it was cold, right? So the sun did peek out a little bit, but we had a nice boat ride, and this whole thing was powered by steam. So it is a steamboat. It is one of the classic like steamboats that you see. And we were traveling down the Mississippi River. It was a really big river. It was very dirty, very muddy, lots of litter. But I don't know, I'm just used to the ocean, I guess. But there's the cathedral. It was a really nice boat ride. I'm glad we did it. It kind of gave us some time to just sit down, enjoy something different instead of walking around everywhere. So I would recommend doing it. I just, should have checked the weather first. But yeah, it was nice. They were flexible with us, and there is an option to have lunch or not. But this is how it is run from this I don't even know what to call it, this contraption, just by steam and that little thing. But it was really nice because we watched these 3 men play jazz. They're in a jazz band, and people were dancing, and then I ended up going up there and dancing. There was the tuba, there was the trumpet, and then there was the piano, and they were really sweet guys and just really great music overall. It was a very nice boat tour. We got some narration about the history, and then we also got some music. So they invited everybody on the dance floor, and just a couple people went up and they played When the Saints Come Marching In. Oh, I would like to be in that number. A classic New Orleans song. So I did get up and dance a little bit. But yeah, it was just really cool to see all that. And I don't know, we spent some time inside. We spent some time outside. And I think it was the right thing to do, like planning things out. But then, you have to plan out when you're going to do this, when you're going to do that. So each day we kind of looked at our list and decided what we wanted to do. So that kind of changed a little bit, but we decided to just take a walk. So again, this is like the main square. And that is the cathedral. So over here, there's lots of like psychic mediums and tarot reading and music and some questionable people, I guess. So we kind of just stuck together, and she always held my hand, and just, I don't know, just like the roads were unsafe, but then there was also unsafe people. So lots of like keeping your eye out, keeping your hand on your bag and stuff like that. But we walked into the cathedral, and there was a beautiful like painting on the ceiling. They always say when you go inside churches or when you're in Europe or whatever, you always look up because that is where the artwork is. It's always on the ceiling. So don't forget to look up because that is where the beauty is, right? So around, and we ended up going inside this voodoo shop. And that is where they asked me not to film, because I was like, oh, this is so cool, I want to film in here. There was all these masks on the wall, all these like potions and spells, and she was like, you gotta put your phone away. So I put it away, and then we saw this sad but beautiful memorial from the violent attacks that happened recently. There was a terrorist attack, I believe, around New Year's Eve. Very, very unfortunate. I'm not sure all the details, and of course I'm not going to talk about them, but it was very, very beautiful to see this on Bourbon Street, and all these street signs were really cool as well. They were just like on the ground, so of course you know where you're at, right? But see, I don't know, this isn't my vibe. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But I did have to do some work, so we got some Starbucks. We had lots of coffee. I got this cute little Starbucks cup from Louisiana, and did some work before our presentation, because I did present during this conference, and I also watched some other people present, so it was a nice time, you know, just learning and engaging. And I'm just so grateful I have a job that pays for me to travel, and you know, allows me to engage in these opportunities. So this is my second conference I've ever been to, so I'm very proud of that. My first conference was Seattle. This has been my second in New Orleans. They say there might be one in Las Vegas. So I don't know, things are crazy. I'm like, why do you choose these crazy places for professional conferences? Like, what the heck? But just again, so grateful that my job will pay for stuff like this. It's awesome. So this was the night, our last night actually. We did a ghost tour. I was kind of anxious, and it was raining. Which added to the spookiness, so I was a little scared. I'm not into this horror stuff, so learning about the ghost tour scared me a little bit. But it was dark, it was cold, it was a dark, rainy night in New Orleans, and we were on this creepy ghost tour, and we saw Lalauries mansion, which is from AHS as well. So she was a slave owner, and she did some very bad things, and they say this house is haunted. We also learned about some vampire stories, and oh my gosh, they were kind of scary. So I don't know, that was us just under the umbrella. But it was a nice little walk, especially hearing from somebody who's lived in NOLA for so long and learning the different ghost stories. But oh my goodness, very, very scary and just creepy. Like, look at these statues and these different like historical monuments. They're just kind of creepy, right? So I don't know. Then we ended the tour, and we ended at the cathedral, but the cathedral just looked so pretty at night, especially with like the glossy wet floor from the rain. And then we went home, and we just did that ghost tour, and we were eating our king cake for dinner. And just, it was a late night. Our hotel room was messy. I was tired. That was late. It was like from 8 to 10. That was the ghost tour. And this was the last day, so we packed up our bags, and I actually did have to present on the last day, which kind of sucked, but it was fine. So that was my little outfit for presenting. It was super cute. I had my badge, and we took some pictures at the coffee shop, and I don't know, we just had a nice little, like, by that time we were like, we had done everything. I just have to present. I don't know, so we just got breakfast one last time at this another amazing place with these gorgeous donuts and biscuits and chicken, just like, you know, southern. I got grits, like, it was just really good. So I did some last minute work here as we ate breakfast, and I was just ready to present. I looked really pretty and professional, but guys, I was still really cold. I was wearing short sleeves, like, but that was my grits, and it was just so good. She got fried chicken again, because what else do you do when you're in NOLA? But then, yeah, we were just doing some presentations. So that is me up there doing as part of my presentation. My partner was in the back. We had about 30 people attend. So nothing too crazy, but it was definitely a fun time and something to better my professional experience as a young professional. I do work full time. I'm almost done with my master's degree. I do YouTube definitely go to Willa Jean. And then we hopped on the plane at New Orleans and we were gonna go home again. So yeah, definitely quick trip. It always feels like that, but I was ready to go. So we got to the airport, and this is the time I took to get together my videos. When I tell you guys I had 200 videos for this vlog, I have 200 videos that I clipped together for this vlog. We stopped at Cafe Du Monde in the airport. You could see her frying up the beignets right there. Of course, we had to get them one more time, right? So we dipped the beignets in some hot chocolate, but guys, we were stuffed by this point. We had eaten so much, so we just, you know, got some souvenirs. We got some king cake, and I took those 2 hours at the airport to go through all the 200 videos that I took, clipped together, did my editing, I did my photo editing, I did my Instagram like posts and all that. It's a full-time job. But we were flying back and it was such a quick and easy flight, like literally so amazing. We had the whole road to ourselves. I didn't feel much anxiety really because it was such a short flight. However, there has been a lot of things happening like with the flights in America, and it has been scary, and there was a storm and it was kind of bumpy. There was a lot of turbulence, which kind of made me feel a little bit sick, but it wasn't too bad. But it was really hazy, as you can see. My sister was actually flying to Seattle at the same time, so we were both on flights, but we are both safe now. And, you know, just feeling that anxiety of being stuck in a plane, I feel like everybody thinks about it at least once, and then of course you get over it, and I'm fine with flying, but sometimes it's just like, I don't know, it's just a mind thing that you just have to calm your mind, right? And I download music and I download shows and stuff. So we landed back in Florida, the beautiful flamingos, and I'm ready to be back home. I love coming back home after a trip to my nice clean apartment in sunny Florida. It's just always such a nice feeling. And I actually was visiting my mom one last little time, so I hung out with her. This is my sister's dog, Winnie girl. She's so cute. Her name's Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh. She's a little mini schnauzer. She's so soft and cute. I love her so much. And I was showing my mom like what we got for her, some souvenirs. And then of course we know my baby Oreo was there, so we were just showing them, you know, all of the stuff we got and giving her some water, taking care, just playing with the puppies, you know. They're both schnauzers, so I just love dogs so much. My mom was watching both of them while we were on our trips, right? So both of our girls were presenting at conferences, so we are both in our master's or doctorate degree. We're both smart higher education girlies. But showing her all of our shirts and everything, I don't know, just kind of spending that night with my mom was really nice. Lots of all these little trinkets and magnets and stickers and pins. But thank you guys so much for watching.